Namaste. Today we are gonna talk about a very important topic, that is the WESAK. The WESAK festival is nearing, it's coming, and we are all supposed to prepare for the WESAK, practice diligently before the WESAK. Now, many of you have been wondering, especially those who are new, many of you have been wondering, what is this WESAK festival about? I will just explain it in a very simple way. The Vesak festival happens every year. It's in the full moon of Taurus. Okay. Generally in the month of May. Sometimes it's also sometimes in the month of April. Not always it's in the month of May. This year it's in the month of May. Now this Vesak festival, it is an esoteric festival. Of course, the Buddhists, they celebrate Vesak also. But what we celebrate as spiritual practitioners, as esoteric disciples, we practice Vesak as an esoteric ceremony. It has an esoteric significance. It's not just a celebration that you worship to God and go to temple. It's not something exoteric in nature. Vesak for an esoteric disciple is a moment of spiritual contact. Okay, and according to the legend, on the day of the Vesak, at the exact time of the full moon, Lord Buddha appears in energy form on earth to bless humanity with great amount of spiritual energy. Okay? During this Vesak festival, a certain alignment takes place in the inner world, and also a certain astrological alignment takes place, and through that alignment a great force of energy comes down to earth, force of spiritual energy, and that energy you can tap into if you practice during Vesak. So that is why it is so important that you meditate on the Vesak day and exactly at the time of the full moon. Why? Because if you meditate exactly at the time of the full moon on the Vesak day, you can tap into that energy. You can access that alignment, that energy, and you can contact the higher spiritual realms. Okay? Now, many of you will wonder, so what do we do? How do we prepare for the Vesak? So I will explain it in a very simple manner. Okay? You have to do certain things. That is, you have to cleanse your bodies. Most of us cleanse our physical body. Some of us don't even do that properly. That's a different issue. But first, you have to take care of not only your physical body, but all your subtle bodies. You have a physical body. If you are on the esoteric path, if you're studying theosophy, if you're studying the esoteric teachings, you know you have a physical body. You also have an emotional body, which is known as the astral body. You also have the mental body. So you have to cleanse all these bodies before Vesak. That's so important. And many of us don't even do that. So before Vesak, prepare your lower bodies, your personality, cleanse it. Physically, be fit. Physically, you do physical exercises, you do the 5 Tibetan rites, you do certain qigong, right? You do certain simple breathing exercises to keep your body fit. That is very, very important. Physically, if you are not fit, on the day of the Vesak, when the energy comes down to you, you will not be able to handle that energy. And that will result in nervous disorders, psychological ailments, and a lot of problems for you. You can even experience Kundalini syndrome, which is also a very difficult thing to treat. So before Vesak, make your body completely fit. If you're suffering from any ailments, do proper treatment for it, heal it, do physical exercises, go to the gym, make your body fit and strong. Okay, that's first step. Second step, emotionally forgive others. Most of us, we carry all this grudge within us, right? We have so much grudges, and we carry that and we think we'll reach the top of the mountain. See, you have to understand, if you want to fly in the inner world, you cannot fly with so much baggage on your back, right? The birds can fly because they are hollow and they are so their weight is so light, and they have their wings. If you want to fly, you can't carry so much baggage on your back. You have to learn how to unload yourself, how to cleanse your lower bodies, how to cleanse them, and you drop all these grudges within you, all these negative thoughts you are carrying within, all the aggression, the anger, and the anxiety. All these things you have to drop emotionally for you to fly in the inner world. So forgive others. You can practice a forgiveness exercise. You can forgive people. And as you forgive others, you will see you will be forgiven. Your life will be better. That is the law. Emotionally, cleanse yourself. Mentally, practice meditation every single day until the day of Vesak, from today onwards. That is also extremely, extremely important. You know why? If you do not meditate, you are not aligned. Meditation aligns your lower nature with your soul. And if you are not aligning yourself, you are not meditating properly, what happens is you become self-centric. You are only dealing with your personal affairs, personal problems, this, that. And if you learn to meditate every day and you connect yourself with your soul, you become aligned. You become a channel for love, peace, harmony, goodness. And as that happens, the energy of the soul comes down to you. It regulates your lower nature. So your lower nature is no longer that much chaotic as it was before. So you have to have an aligned vehicle before. It's like an antenna, you know. The WESAK, see, if you have a radio and you want to tune yourself to a certain station, you have to tune it, right? If you want to play a good music, you have to tune your guitar. You cannot just not tune them and you expect to produce good music. It's never gonna happen, right? It's in the same way, if you want to tune into a particular radio station, which is the stations where the higher beings are communicating, the masters, the hierarchy, they are communicating. If you want to tune to that station, you will have to drop your personal problems. You have to have discipline. You have to practice moderation. You cannot waste your sexual energy during this time. That is also, I forgot to mention that in the physical training part. Physically, you have to practice moderation. Do not drink, do not smoke, do not indulge in sexual excessiveness. Practice moderation. Do all these things physically so that you are physically prepared before the Vesak. Cleansing, inner cleansing. So mentally meditate every day. And lastly, do the great invocation with devotion every day. You know the great invocation? It starts with, from the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. So when you do the great invocation, what happens? Your nature gets aligned. You have three qualities within you: will, love, and intelligence. And when you do the great invocation, you are aligning these three natures within you. So you become like a prism. What does a prism do? The light comes into the prism and it spreads into the 7 different colors, right? The colors of the rainbow. So do you want to be a prism? For prism to become a prism and to take in that spiritual light and, use it, assimilate it, you need to be aligned within. Your three natures have to be aligned. To do that, practice great invocation every day. It will fill you with light, it will fill you with love, and it will fill you with the will to do good. So important. So when you do all these practices before the Vesak every day without an exception, you will see on the day of the Vesak you are prepared. And as you tap into that energy during Vesak, and after the Vesak you can do a lot of service, you can do a lot of good for humanity. All the good qualities within you will increase. Not to forget, you have to purify during this time. Purification is extremely, extremely important. If you do not purify, after the Vesak, all your negative qualities will increase. To purify, you do evening review. You look into the day you have spent every evening and watch your whole day backwards. Okay, you do evening review. All these things are posted in our groups. You can check them out on our Facebook groups, our website. And also you have to purify using the blue light purification taught by Torkom Saraydarian. Okay, you need to also purify using the technique of purification through the angel of the 4 elements. That is also taught in our website. We have posted it somewhere in our Facebook groups. If you look into it, you will see. So you can cleanse yourself. You can use these techniques. Okay, as you use these techniques, your subtle bodies will be cleansed. Okay, the blue light purification by Torkom Saraydarian, you can find it on the internet on YouTube. You can see, you can search blue light purification, or you can search the great invocation meditation by Torkom Saraydarian. Okay, in the great invocation meditation, he also does the blue light purification. Okay, so you do all these practices before the Vesak. As you do all these practices before the Vesak, on the day of the Vesak, you are completely ready. Physically, emotionally, mentally, you are prepared. You don't have any problems. And if possible, spend some time in nature. That will also help. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this short video. I hope it gave you certain guidelines how to prepare for the Vesak festival, because the Vesak is a festival of inner spiritual contact. You may go to the temple, you may pray to the Buddha, but most important is you meditate on that day, because the kingdom of God is within. You can pray to God in a temple, but you have to establish communion with God within you. You have to access the energy of the hierarchy. That has to be done through meditating, through inner cultivation. Okay, so these things are very, very important, because Vesak, it links the Christ and the Buddha. It links the Shambhala, where the will of God is known, with the spiritual hierarchy of masters. It links the East and the West, and that's what Alice Bailey said. So do the great invocation every day, meditate every day, practice purification exercises every day, and do lots and lots of physical exercises. Thank you for joining with me. Namaste. Goodbye. Take care.